Hi, this is Diane Love to Bake on YouTube. And what we're going to make is actually banana bread. But this particular banana bread, well, it's different than what we're probably used to making because we're not going to use any sugar or any really sweeteners to it other than fresh, ripened, which is best because they're sweeter, bananas. So if you're looking for a banana bread, again, that doesn't have refined sugars to them or artificial sweeteners, I think you're going to like this recipe. So let's get started. First up, what you're going to need is 3/4 of a cup of mashed bananas. Now, if your bananas are more on the ripe side, you'll probably like it better because they're sweeter. But if not, I've used with ripe and, regular bananas, and it's come out delicious. So put your 3/4 of your mashed bananas in there. Now you can use your stand-up or your hand mixer. I'm just using my stand-up because I think it's quicker for me. And the next thing you're going to be putting in is oil. You're going to need 1/3 cup of oil. Now you decide what kind of oil that you prefer to use. And we're going to put in 2 extra large eggs that we've had at room temperature. Now, if you don't want to use the eggs, you can use egg whites. And you'll need 4 though. You'll need 4 egg whites. Now if you don't want to go that route, just do the 2 extra large eggs as I did, and that's what I tend to use, is the extra large eggs. Okay, you're also going to put 1/2 cup of water in, and this is what you're going to beat till it becomes quite smooth. Now I'm going to warn you about the sound on my mixer. Now once you combine that and spend 2 or 3 minutes, I'm not due to the video, but it will actually bring everything together. It'll help kind of break up even the bananas if you didn't mash them real well. Now you're going to need a 9x5 loaf pan, and you'll want to use a solid shortening on it or use whatever type of oil that you want to grease your 9x5. Okay, the next thing we're going to put in is all-purpose flour, and you're going to need 2 cups of that. So I'm just going to put that in at this time. I'm just going to put it all in. Okay, you're also going to be putting in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Who doesn't like cinnamon with bananas? And you're going to put a scant less of 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Just a little bit less than half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then combine this together. And again, you'll want to just bring it together till it's all smooth. And that shouldn't take you but a couple minutes. Okay, the last thing that you're going to put in, and you want to do it very quickly, is your teaspoon of baking soda and your 2 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now, if you want to use nuts, please go ahead. You can use actually a cup of chopped nuts, walnuts, whatever that you prefer. What you want to do is put these in last because you'll get a higher rise out of the banana bread. So again, I'm going to put in the 1 teaspoon of baking soda in, and the 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder. Now don't overbeat this. If you're doing it by hand, do about 28 to 30 stirs if you're doing it by hand. I actually kind of count it when I mix it, because you don't want to overbeat it, because you don't want this banana bread to be tough or dense. And you can see I did that very quickly. In fact, I actually just count out till 30, and then I just turn it up just a little bit because I don't want to overbeat it, overmix it. Then, I'm going to just take my paddle out of here and get my excess off. And then I am going to give it a good mix with my spatula. I'll put this aside. And let's get that out of the way. And just give it a good mix, okay? Now, you're going to put this in a 325 degree preheated oven, and it's going to take you anywhere from 50 to 53 minutes to have it bake up. I start checking mine about 45 minutes because, as you know, all our ovens set up so differently. And just put it in your pan, try to, even it out as best as you can. I want to get that all out of there, so I'm just going to grab a knife here. And it really is a delicious banana bread. It's not going to be your traditional banana bread that you're used to because, again, it's just sweetened with your fresh bananas. So you want to keep an open mind if, when you try this, especially for folks that, can't eat and have sugar, that kind of thing. I think are, also very accepting of this type of recipe. But again, if you're looking for banana bread that has sugar in it, it's going to be a lot different. But still, this is really a delight to make and eat, and I've gotten compliments, many compliments from friends that have had it at my home. Okay, so again, 325 in your preheated oven for 50 to 53 minutes. Let me wash my hands quickly because I was working with raw eggs. Now, I'm sorry, but the recipe will be not below the video. I don't do that anymore due to so many people taking my work and claiming them theirs and posting them and pinning them. And I'm so frustrated because, I always ask you to please leave a comment if you've tried the recipe and you liked it. I really like to hear from you. But you need to watch me on YouTube because if you're not and you're leaving a comment or a question, well, I'm not getting them. And it's so frustrating for me. And I'm certainly not alone or complaining. It's just that when you do write, I want to be able to respond on the channel where I put all my videos on, which is YouTube. So let me get you the finished product to show you what it looks like. And this is how it's going to bake up. It's going to bake up quite nice and tall, okay? Let me get that out of the way. It will have a nice golden brown to the bottom. Try to remove it though within around 10 minutes of the pan, the 9x5, so a lot of moisture doesn't get into it and make it soggy. And anyway, but let me. I hope that I showed that to you, that you can really see it. Okay. It really is a nice golden, beautiful golden brown. I hope that you can see that. And then I'm just going to cut a piece to show you what it looks like. Now this is slightly warm yet, which is really delicious when you try it warm. It's great with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or even a glass of cold milk. And it's a very light. It's not heavy or real dense as you would think because it doesn't have a sugar in it. And again, I don't know if you can even see the flake that's coming off. And I'm just going to kind of squeeze it so you can see how moist and how light that this this is. Let me just cut another piece and then just squeeze on it, and you can see it's so light and so delicate, and it really is delicious with nuts. I'm making this for someone that can't have nuts, but go ahead, try whatever type of chopped nuts that you like. Walnuts is particularly delicious with this. So that's it for me today. If you'd like to ring the bell or give me a like or even subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I want to thank you always for watching Diane Love to Bake on YouTube. And thanks again, and I'll see you soon. And stay well, everyone.